Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to 20 Minute Tea with Asher, Preppy Asher. I'm getting very good at this.
You need to talk slower.
You need to talk slower, okay.
People just come in and then this is the first thing they hear.
Yeah.
Water.
On 20 Minute Tea, we talk about big brain stuff under over 20 minutes. Under the topics of adulting, which is about transition from teenhood to adult, and designing, which is about passion and design. Passion and design. We're in season 2 of 20 Minute Tea. We've done one season already. We're actually getting more into the topics of passion and design in this season. This season, I'm going to bring people from my family instead of friends. Yes, so today I'm joined with Abigail.
Hello.
She's my sister, and later we'll get know a little bit more about her in the introduction. But the design the process that we have on 20 Minute Tea is that we set up the playground. We talk about Abigail will share something interesting, and then after that we will go into some sort of abstraction, which is to just really explore many things or many ideas along the idea, and we just chit chat. And then at the end we kind of have a little synthesis, and we try to find the little gems that we can really give to you guys, or the lessons that we can learn. So that that was more of a point. There's a point to having this kind of chat sessions. So in this session of 20 Minutes Tea, we talk about growing up in a household. We kind of introduce the idea of growing up in a household with very, very passionate individuals, and after that, trying as yourself as Abigail to find contentment. Come on, Abigail, just get the ball rolling. Besides contentment and also that kind of thing, it's also we also delve into the whole concept of play as a device or as an activity that helps an individual to find their passion. Wow, I can really rap. So sit back, relax, and intellect. Let's get back into the episode. That was a line given by Jia Ming.
What?
Sit back, relax, and intellect.
Cool. Why you look so white?
Because I am very white. I don't get to go out a lot. Okay, hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to 20 Minute Tea. I just come off a 3-hour long session of TikTok, just scrolling TikTok.
Are you serious?
I just want looking at people, just feel themselves, and then after that I wake up and I just look at myself in the mirror, and I was just oh my goodness.
You sound so you got big brain on Instagram, and then here you are just scrolling through TikTok.
Yeah, but actually this is what
this is
what I actually do. Just waste away on TikTok. Okay, so in today's episode, as you can see, I'm the taller one today.
Not that much taller.
But yeah, I'm the taller one today because today we're having Abigail. You want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Abigail. I am 18 years old. Yes.
And how are we related?
I'm number 2.
Number 2. Out of 7. Right. So it's boy, girl, girl, girl.
Hi, I'm the girl.
The second girl. Okay. Isaac's over here on the side. He's doing his online class. And we're here doing the talk show, 20 Minute Tea. So, okay, Abigail, tell us more about yourself. Maybe introduce yourself in 3 phrases or something, or 3 things that you want people to know about you, or you're very proud of. Okay. If I were to meet you if we were to meet in a camp or something like that, or I don't know, I'll think of something like that. How would you introduce yourself?
When I introduce myself to people, the most interesting thing is that I have 6 siblings.
Okay, so you.
Yeah, but.
Are you sure you have 6 siblings, not 7 siblings? How do you?
I have 6 siblings. I'm one of the siblings. I'm one of 7 siblings. I have 6 siblings.
Okay, so 6. No, normally I'll introduce myself. I have 6 beside me. So. Besides me, there's 6 more.
Yeah, I have 6 siblings. Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you can see, I'm a bit more of a stoner vibe today, because yes, I've been wasting away on the couch. So yeah, now I'm trying to pick up the energy and we'll slowly get up to that high point again. Okay, so what else? Okay, so you have 6 siblings. Okay, that's an interesting fact about you. But I also can say that, and to these people over here, that's not interesting because.
How unique do you want me to be?
That's why.
Let me think.
You're sounding like a bimbo, just generic and normal and average. Come on.
I want to study counseling
Okay, counseling. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Why counseling?
because I like helping people. Yeah.
In what way?
In
Like more
emotionally. I
of a
guess.
emotional way.
Yeah.
Interesting. Helping
People get better.
Why? What is it about?
Because
like, these kind of things.
I feel that those kind of people just I'm attracted to them
Right.
in a sense like
Right.
I have this empathy
Right.
to want them to feel better.
Feel comforted and
Yeah.
like have more of like have somebody to assure you that you're
Or like helping them see the hope
figure out
or
right
like
to
the,
see
the
the
light
escape
at
right.
the end of the tunnel.
Right. Interesting. In your case, why have you developed a sense of empathy for other people around you? Because you didn't go through
That's an
from
interesting question.
right. Because
I've never thought of that.
because normally people who go through these kinds of like hard things,
Then you
hardship,
want to help other
then after that you realize or you are able to see or be more sensitive to more people around.
I think like what Mama said before, like she said, I have a lot of friends who are troubled.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's why maybe.
Right.
I don't really see them as troubled people. But
Right.
like, I guess they do have some problems and
They're
because they're
trying to
my
figure out.
friends. Because they're my friends, so like I want to help them get
So in a
better.
friend group, generally you'll be that mom figure lah.
Emotionally.
Right,
yeah.
emotional mom. Okay, cool. Okay, now at this point of time, after you guys kind of know Abigail a little bit more, she's more of like the motherly figure in our very already family kind of vibe. I guess how I will introduce Abigail is that she's one of the siblings in the family that is more obviously more sensitive, more like toned down in terms of character. Yeah. And you will find, and when you come to our house, normally you'll find her like taking care of the younger ones, taking care of Megan, and after that, like I just shared a video of like I posted a video of you carrying Megan and playing with her and stuff like that, and like yeah, but everybody also takes care of Megan, so even Meg and Michaela.
Yeah.
Right, but I think one thing that I really do admire about you is that the way that you also take care of Meg and Michaela, and the way that you also like always strive to be a prime example of like a lady and like somebody who's more grown up, and which I really respect about that. Yeah. Okay, so 3 days ago, on Wednesday, I asked Abigail if she wanted to be on the show on 20 Minute Tea, and then after that I asked her, what do you want to talk about? Maybe you can start talking about it. And then last night, you came back to me with a very, very interesting topic, and you want to share with us what that is, Abigail? Come on, let's go.
So I was thinking of what will make me different, or like what things I can share that will be different from what Asher would share, or like Isaac. And the thing that
Came to your head,
came to my mind was
dawned
that
upon you,
that
hit you on the head.
it's okay to not know what you want to do in the future, because not everyone knows what they want to do.
When comparing to like Isaac and I,
Yeah.
right? So that was the thing that you saw as a gap when in terms of the content, which is like we're always projecting this kind of idea that like be
Yeah.
very
You know
excited,
what you wanna
right?
go.
And then after that, like, the design is very cool. Biology is very cool. And then after that, maybe there's a certain kind of tone that will be set off, or like the
It kind of
of
makes
impression-
me feel inferior most of the time.
Right.
Because like in this family where like everybody just knows what they want to do. I mean,
Right.
not everybody, not
But a
like
lot.
my young, yeah,
Right.
yeah, the older kids. Yeah.
So what do you mean? What do you mean you find yourself like being compared to, or like do you feel inferior? And
Because
like, you
everyone's
feel-
so smart. Actually. It's crazy smart.
Right.
And like when they show at you big words and stuff, it's like, oh.
You feel like everybody's always flexing and showing off all the time. Ah. Okay,
And-
I can't
yeah.
relate.
Exactly. You see, this is what I mean.
Okay, so when
No,
when,
but I'm
when,
learning.
when,
No, the point is that I'm learning to accept that it's okay to not
Right.
know what you want to
So
do.
how when did you find yourself like feeling that way?
Since young.
Since young,
I
you
mean,
always
not
feel-
since young. No, since you guys were more driven,
Correct. And
like self-driven.
more vocal.
Yeah,
Maybe
about
more
what,
vocal.
or you knew when the time when you found out you want to do something. Which
Right.
you were quite young when
Right.
you
Right. When I started doing photography, or like when I would start fixing bicycles and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Oh, it's not-
Or you know the time, I think especially when you said the time when you were going around the place and saying this is the course I want to go to. And I'm like, I'm going to go to this course.
Oh, right.
You know? Because that's the time where like you specifically know
Right.
this poly.
Spatial
this,
design. It was the one that I
Yeah.
wanted to go to.
No.
Oh, it was the other one. It was actually T59.
Yeah, that
The
one.
communication
that one.
design.
Yeah, and you were telling everybody, like the vice principal.
Oh, right,
Like
right.
everybody you met, you're
Right.
saying like this is the place I'm gonna
Right. So what she's referring to is there was a time that I was invited to this what is it, vice principal retreat thingy at the west zone.
Yeah.
And then after that, and then on that, by the time I already kind of knew what I wanted to talk
Yeah.
about, where I wanted to go,
Uh-huh.
and to the point that I even knew what was the code number of the course, which was
Yeah.
T59.
So it's like so specific.
Right,
like,
right.
This school, this course.
Right. So and when I started being more vocal about this kind of thing, and I am already very vocal, and you guys already know that I'm very vocal, and I can't imagine what she has to deal with
On a daily basis.
on a daily basis. Okay, that's Isaac with his disheveled hair. Yeah, this is the look of Asher, disheveled. Is the way to describe it. So okay, so when
Yeah.
that was 2016, 2017,
3 years.
2017.
3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So 2017, and then you already started feeling that way. So how did that really kind of
Hit me.
or how did you first deal with it? So tell us that story of like how you had to cope with
I mean,
that.
it's not like I wouldn't say it's a big part of my
Right,
life. I'm
right.
like
It wasn't
so,
constantly-
like bashing me down and kind of not that kind of thing. Just it made me feel like I need to find something.
Right.
You know, like they know what they want to do. What am I
find
doing?
a purpose.
Yeah, it made me feel like what am I doing in my life?
Right.
Like, but I guess a lot of other people go through that
Right.
as well.
When I was like a few years back or like a few months back, I will always like for me, I always have this thing that I always project, which is like find your passion and then
Or confidence that you know what.
right and do something about it, or like really own it and stuff like that. But not everybody is able to just like get it like that, even though you've been like trying a lot of times. And like, have you like what was that journey on that end, like finding your passion and stuff like that?
No,
Or finding
like Asha
direction?
always tells me to go out there and
Do something.
like look around the place to see what I want to do.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
And like I would say,
I'm not
I would
as
say
adventurous, you know, like just my
Right.
personality.
Right.
Like I wouldn't go out of my way
more
to find out what I want to do.
more not say solitary, but more easygoing. Whereas I will aggressively approach everything, right?
Yeah. I mean, I just take life as it comes my way, that
Right.
kind of person, you know,
Right.
like one step at a time.
I guess for me, I also do have that kind of feeling of like just going with the flow and like just taking opportunities.
Yeah.
But for me, I think like for example, how it will be very different is that like for me, I went to start my photography business and stuff like that, and I
But that's
started
because
going-
you're interested in it.
I was interested in
Yeah.
it, but then with the base of the passion, and then from the passion, it resulted
But
in
I also
that
don't want to
perfection.
like just go into something when I'm not interested in it.
Right,
You know? Like I
right.
have to be interested in it to
right, to pursue it
progress.
and to allow that to really be the
like
the
blossom,
energy,
blossom.
right, for that to be the energy to really
Like my passion has to
fuel.
be the main thing that
the
you know,
fuel, right,
yeah.
right.
And if I'm not,
How did you come to that point from being very intimidated to the point where you're saying it's fine that I am not there yet, and allowing yourself to take life or like go with the flow of life? Because there are a lot of people that also get very, very frustrated, right? There are those people who like just
yeah, I think that's one of the main things also.
What-
Like knowing
right.
that I'm not alone in this thing where like other people also don't know what they want.
Mm-hmm,
Just because that being homeschooled, like this is the people I know. That's why
Right.
it makes me feel like this is
what
the
you're
whole
supposed to be
world.
expected,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. But if you go out there, like if I have like my friends and everything, they also.
What if I say that you
I
shouldn't?
mean, it doesn't have to be that way that you don't
Right.
know, but it's okay to not know yet.
What if I say that let's say by setting your it might come across that you're making your setting your standard lower. They're like, oh, it's fine. I can just everybody is also like they're not working, so I don't have to work.
Yeah,
hard,
yeah, that's true.
How do you respond to that?
I think not everybody's made the same way. You have to
Right.
remember that everybody grows at a different rate. And I also don't want to, if I jump into something, then I might not enjoy. Like if I said
Right.
I want to go to poly, because the thing is that I'm not going to poly. I'm doing high school diploma, American high school diploma, and then so it's different. I'm not gonna go the poly route, but I'll probably enter into uni after.
I mean,
get
one of the big
grade
things is also because
12.
the guys have NS lah. That's why our
Yeah,
parents
yeah.
are like.
Yeah,
getting
that's
us out.
another reason why I'm
Right.
slow, like taking it slow.
Right.
Yeah. I don't want to spend like 3 years of my life in something that I'm not very sure that I don't want
Right.
on like pursue in the future. So it's better to take things slow than to jump to conclusions.
Right,
you know?
because there's a lot of times in like when you like something that I also did notice when I also went to poly is that like individuals went to certain courses because
they
there was
regret it, right?
regret it, or maybe they already did put in a lot of time and effort to think about where they wanted to go, but there also sometimes maybe it's probably like their grades didn't allow them to seize or realize those opportunities, or
They might not be good at that subject,
right,
although they
right.
might like it.
Right. So how do you like? I think the thing that you're bringing to the table today is learning to find contentment, finding contentment
But
in
at
the
the
place
same
where
time,
you
you
are.
have to stay busy. Don't say
Right.
like, I don't know, so I just don't
And
do
be a
anything.
bum
But
and-
yeah. I'm still studying, which is that's what I think I'm mainly doing right now,
Right.
is
Just being occupied,
being occupied, doing the thing that I'm supposed to be doing right now, which is
and doing it well.
Yeah.
I think that's a
Learning
very good
still.
where you actually still maintain a very good attitude. So the attitude is something that all
and
of us
keeping
have.
an open mind also
Right.
to keep on learning. You know?
Right. So and with that as a base, I feel like you have a lot of potential going on from here. Because with that good attitude, it's not compared to somebody who is just being dissatisfied, being very frustrated, being very. You are actually somebody who is doing something about it, or you are making the best out of your present.
Yeah.
So and not thinking so far ahead like Isaac and I, where we're just thinking so far away,
you
and
know
then
what
after
you
that,
wanna do.
right? And for us, maybe one of the downsides for that end is that we become so narrow and minded,
Yeah.
where
And
we
then
just focus on one thing for like 10 years, and then after that, at the end of it, we actually don't enjoy it in the end. But whereas for you,
where you could have actually found something else that
Right.
you like and then
right.
like pursue that.
So and with that attitude, I feel like that's a very good thing to also take away, because you are willing to make the best, and that kind of thing that's maintained will also take you so much further than if you were just being very rash or being very dissatisfied or being very frustrated.
Because in the end, then like when I actually find the course I want, then I'll be satisfied with my choice and like.
I had this interesting conversation with a senior, Celestine. So she's from SD, and then after that like she asked, like she when I posted this video of like when I was sitting here, and then after that you guys were playing, you and Isaiah were playing Phantom of the Opera, and then after that like I just said like my house is just so many things going on all around the place. It's not that you don't have like a manifestation around the house, like in terms of your creativity, because you do play the piano. And Abigail, if you want to know, Abigail like plays the piano, violin, viola, and all that stuff. I only can play nothing now.
It's not that I'm good at it.
No, but and then after that she asked like how is, then she asked a question like framed in a certain way. It's like did homeschooling, like does homeschooling, or does homeschooling make you more talented or something like that, or something along those lines. I can't remember the exact phrasing, but the gist of it was like
how come you're so talented?
yeah, how come all like so many homeschoolers are so talented? And my response was that I said like I don't think we are especially talented, but we had the opportunity to discover those talents
And time.
right? And to also invest in these kinds of activities instead of just like
Mainstream school.
textbook and stuff like that.
Which-
Not to
which
say it's
yeah.
not valued. Not to say it's not valued, but and those also has its own place. But this kind of creative outlet and expression is also very essential for like a holistic development, which is what we champion in the right. In that sense, I don't think we are especially talented, but at the same time, with the message with being that everybody has talent. Everybody, even though you feel like you feel that you are more of a lower skill, or if you compare yourself to somebody else who is more talented, everybody has talent. And when you also start to realize that you also have talent, and when you are taking the time or willing to also allow yourself to find the talent or to really play, then after that, that's when you can really value yourself. And then from that, you also just start to work on yourself and not looking outwards so much. Because I feel like a lot of times people are discontented or frustrated or dissatisfied.
Like, why can't I be as good as that person?
Right,
Like,
right. And then there's so many people that we can compare ourselves to, especially in this time of social media, and especially during the time of coronavirus, because you are on the media all the time, and there's so many influencers that are so talented and they have been producing all these things, but they also came from a place where they also had to start from ground zero. And the people that also say this a lot lah, but with the main message of saying like just work on whatever you're at and just focus on that. And I believe the message is something that you learn from
life.
Yeah. So yeah.
Be contented at where you're at now.
Right.
And
Contentment. With contentment, there's great gain.
Keeping an open mind to learn new things and wherever you go.
Right. What do you mean by open mind? How do you embrace an open mind?
Don't say that. Like for maybe when Isaac's sharing something about biology, you don't say like, oh, that's just not my thing, you know.
Right.
Like, I don't want to hear that. Just
okay.
You know?
Okay.
Or like when you say some design stuff, don't shut it out.
Right. Which is very very.
Yeah.
No, but sometimes you also do have to like.
You can always learn something,
right?
Even though it's not
teachable,
your field,
right?
That you might want to go into, but learning from people that are going into this kind of field, you know, they know
right
their direction. The information that they share can be useful for your career.
I think it's having a very very teachable spirit, and with that. That's something that's going very well for you.
You cannot go anywhere if you're not teachable.
Right, and especially if like I think one of the big things that caps people's learning or people's ability to
they think they got there.
They think they're there already,
Yeah.
which is something that I can be trapped in. It's like I already know what I want to do. I like doing design. I think my design is better than other people's. And for Isaac, he thinks he knows so much about biology and then doesn't want to learn anymore. Or like when there's I'm just making an example of like the difference between us, but the way that a certain trajectory can also be defined by the base attitude. And with that base attitude, it really defines your trajectory of where you're going and whether it's a good place or a bad. How far or how
not far. Yeah,
right,
I know what I mean.
Right. How will you coach somebody to be more open-minded? Like, what are some things that you do
like
keep in
anything
mind?
that pop up in your mind, go and search it out. Like just a random thought or
Curiosity.
Yeah. Example, you see a star.
Right.
What star is that?
Right.
I know. Like I feel like I'm really interested in stars sometimes.
At the
sometimes.
moment.
No,
Right.
not at the moment. Just randomly, I'll be like, could I be an astronomer? Just you see that's keeping open mind of like I could study that. You know,
Right.
Will I enjoy it?
Which is
if
so
I do that?
wild.
Yeah,
Which is so
right?
wild.
Who think you'll be an astronomer? But
Okay. Besides engineer and stuff like that.
oh, makeup artist.
Okay, makeup artist.
It's random.
Right. It's so out of the blue.
Yeah, and like in different places, you know, like wild.
Mm.
But I don't seriously think about that. Like I don't.
But you do allow yourself to really explore the possibilities and never say that I couldn't be that.
Yeah.
I think
I generally know like I don't want to be a designer because
you hear too much of it.
yeah. So I roughly know like I'll cancel things out that I wouldn't, but just leave the rest of the options.
I think in this period of time, I think we can also explore a concept that I did reference in the first episode, which was the topic of play. Yeah. Let's talk about play. Let's talk about play as a device that allows an individual to discover themselves.
I didn't really play as much as you did.
Okay.
Like bicycles and stuff, that was your thing.
Right.
I don't think I did much play actually, so I don't have much.
I think okay. So here's my theory on how an individual finds their passion. Okay. So like for me, like one of the nights that we had, we were just lying on our bed, and after that, like I started talking to you, and we talked until like 3 o'clock until I made you cry.
Yeah.
And it was generally along the lines of like you were very frustrated.
This was the topic. Also,
this was the topic of like our conversation of like
Yeah.
having to finding a direction in life, and that was something that you were really struggling with. Like, but anyway, the thing that I do believe very very innately is which is actually the topic that I did talk about at the VP conference, the vice principal conference, was that play is actually a huge element or a huge device that helps an individual find their passion. It's because when as a child or like or as a youth, when you do allow yourself to play, you try this, you try that, with that same concept of the open mind, right? And there's the attitude to approaching stuff and to learn, which is also something that you're practicing right now. Is with the idea of play, you try everything, you just pursue anything of interest, which is what you also said. Whatever you're curious about, just go and search it out, right? And with the concept of play, for me, my manifestation of play was like we had a fort in the backyard at Papa's house, right? And then after that, I think that was how I did describe the way I played when I was young. I did go and like whatever I liked, I would just put my heart and soul into it. Another passion or like another play that I had was that, like, I don't know, I picked up filmmaking. I played around with the camera. I played around with bicycles, taking apart the bicycle, putting it back together, cleaning everything out. And
how about the people who don't have that opportunity in the past?
Right. And how do they play now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting topic.
The people who are watching are kids.
Right. So I feel like as an individual, if you didn't have the opportunity to play when you were younger, I think the elements of play still can be manifest.
But people
in
are so
terms of
busy
hobby,
now.
right. But especially in this time of coronavirus, I don't think you can say that you're busy.
Yeah.
But I think how, okay, let's break down what does play consist of, because play can also is an activity that can be done at any period of your life. Which is what you actually expressed already. It's about having an open mind, having a good attitude, being very, very curious, being very teachable, being very, very curious to just go and pursue anything of interest and to really try to make it happen. I think one thing, right, that I did experience with Mummy was that, or like I did also pattern myself after her, was that way that she also played in her way.
Yeah, that's true. Because like, for
Right.
example, she couldn't cook last time, you know, like before getting married, but she found out that she can do it.
Right.
Or like after practicing and stuff, you know, baking, sewing,
wedding cakes, right? Sewing dresses.
These are all the things that she picked up after having children. You know?
And for us, we get the benefit of having that person that we can pattern ourselves after. We have an example to follow. So, but what is one of the biggest things that you learn from Mummy and her pattern that you can share with other people? Like how she played.
It's important to have a good backup system.
Backup what?
Like Papa, you know, like he encouraged her to pursue, or like because you don't always start the best. You grow as you
progress,
learn something.
Right.
Yeah. So don't get discouraged by
failures
at the start when you just
right.
something.
I think that's a very, very interesting topic, because I think one of the biggest lessons that Mummy has taught us was how to fail.
Yeah.
Tell us more about how to fail.
You know, I don't fail. Just kidding.
I think, okay, so one of the big things that Mummy always told us when we were young is like to watch. Like we will ask, can we help with cooking and stuff like that when she's baking, and then she said you can watch, you can learn by watching. And now it's just YouTube lah. We just learn whatever we're interested in. We just go to YouTube and learn it.
Because YouTube is everything. You know?
One of the things besides watching and learning and about play is that one of the big things that she taught us was how to fail. How to fail in the sense that you can fail, but fail in style, and to make the best out of every situation.
Pick yourself up. You know,
learning to pick yourself up. Learning to pick yourself
and
up.
don't get discouraged by just because you didn't get it the first time.
Because one of the big things about play is learning to fall and to get yourself out, is dust yourself off.
Like riding a bicycle, people don't get it the first time.
You can't expect yourself to be the best and like, oh, I'm just gonna like this is gonna work out at the end. But with the attitude of play, you have that expectation,
enjoyment
in failing also, even in failing, and to embrace the whole situation, because you set expectations right lah. Right. I think it's about having the right
a goal also.
Right. Tell us about goals.
For example, like if you want to learn how to ride a bike, that's your goal. Like at the end of this, I want to learn how to be able to ride.
Right.
But in the process, you will fall many times. But it's just like having fun throughout the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah, and like
One of the things that Larry, my lecturer, did tell me was that like when we were doing our studio and he already gave the brief. Then after that, like he already described this whole thing in the main direction of like the things that he wants us to learn and stuff like that. And then after that, once he leaves us, and then after that we start making and stuff like that. And then sometimes he'll walk by and then he'll see us making and then say, oh, how's it going? Then I'm like, oh yeah, and then I'll just say we're doing this, and then after that, he wouldn't comment anything. He'll just say, okay, have fun.
But he might know something's wrong, or like he could point something out. Is that what you mean?
No, the main point I was going with was that to have fun. Even though your grades depend upon it, right? You go in with the attitude that it might fail. You go in with the attitude that it might not turn out as what you expect it to be. But when you put your heart and soul into it to have fun,
remembering that it's a growth process.
Right, and not to just say that this is the thing that's going to define me.
Yeah.
When sometimes when people say that or go into new hobbies or like with an expectation with like, oh, I want to become a chef, oh, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to go and invest in this thing, and after that, this is the thing that I'm going to become at the end, with this closed mindset. And then after that, sometimes they might fail along the way, and then they fail to the point that they are so discouraged to just want to quit altogether. They weren't. I think the heart was already in the wrong place because it was not for themselves. In the sense that when you are having fun, you are actually doing it for yourself to feel happy. You're doing it for yourself to really.
Is that wrong?
No, I'm saying that when your priorities aren't set right, it won't last or have long enough a lifetime. Because when it's generated, when the energy is generated, like you said at the beginning, right? When it's fueled by your enjoyment, it would have a bit larger payoff. Which I do like respect your maturity in that sense that you're not wanting to delve into something so quickly or so wholeheartedly or to waste your time in pursuing a course that you presently maybe be interested in, but you don't really see a longer lifetime for that. And when you put yourself first, I feel that that's very good.
Like talking to people as well will help you right now, even if you don't know what you want to do. Go and find the people who know about these kind of things, or like you trust, people you trust who know you and like will show you if this is what you want to do.
Right. I think that's an interesting point because for me, when I also started getting into cameras and stuff like that, I went into
finding the right people is very important.
Right, and finding friends with similar passions. And after that, you also talk to them, and then you suddenly realize that you have the same passion. One of those individuals is actually Timothy Lee, which was like another homeschooler. But he also he graduated and everything, and then after that he's now working in some really big company lah. The thing that he was also very 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 kind about this whole thing, and then after that he also did share with me certain tips and tricks and like how to like do computer stuff and stuff like that. And he was very very nice about that. But having him or like having other individuals in the same field, by talking to them, and also he was actually one of the main people that helped me to really realize that going into spatial design instead of visual communication, which is more like this, was still a good choice. And
you told him about that?
Yes. Yeah.
How did he help you?
He one of the things that he did say was that for me, I wanted to become a creative director, which is a very 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 very, very specific thing. But one of the things that he did say was that one of the creative directors are valued for their creative vision, and it is not based upon it's more based upon their experiences. So how are you able to tell a better story, or how are you able to do a better job, is if you have a better or more diverse experience, and from the experience you draw the experience and then transfer it into your work. So for me, I believe that I want to have a different experience than everybody else. If I were to go through visual communication, if everybody went through visual communication and came out as a creative director, everybody would have the same experience. So I purposefully took a detour to spatial design to get a different experience and then to come back into it, so that I will have a wider skill set. And now I can not just do videography, photography. I can do spatial design, I can do graphic design, I can do so many things like editorial things.
Show off.
No, but with the point with that, because I allowed myself to take in new experiences. When I took more experiences, then that is the thing. It will really develop you to be a more holistic individual, not just so focused. Which is something that might be happening in our family, that we become very, very focused, but it's not the case. It could happen that everybody just go down that one line of just becoming that kind of person.
But that really depends on different personalities as well.
Right, like, because some people can't do that. They need to have a certain focus in their life. I think one thing that I also did learn from like when I was at school is that Wayne told me that like I did have this concept in my mind, and I wanted to I was very very unstable about whether I wanted to go with that. But after talking to him, right, then he said just do it.
Because he wants you to win his cause.
No, no, but sometimes what he did say, sometimes all we need is just assurance from our friends or somebody that we trust, and then when they give us the confidence, then after that we feel the confidence to really just go with it and to have fun with the whole project, which is something that you also do practice, because when you also do open up to close people around you, you also and after
boost,
they they give you the confidence. I think it's what we can learn from this is that to be very very to have trust for people,
To be very
trusting. Right.
Yeah.
Would you like to share with us a bit of like some of the experiences that you had when also like opening up to people and trusting people?
I feel I'm a very open person actually. I trust people too much.
In what sense?
No, like I feel when I'm making friends with new people, I share them quite personal things. Which is,
But maybe that's your way of making friends.
Yeah. It's not exactly bad, but just knowing how the boundaries of, I don't know, it's just the way I make friends, like
to draw them in with some of your closer stories.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
No, it's different. It's just different.
Which also like define a different type of relationship, lah.
But I don't anyhow like just
Obviously,
random people,
right.
I use my brain.
Right. I think one thing that you do express is like you also do show your softer side, or you show your weaknesses, and after your weaknesses, then after that
Other
also
people open up themselves to me.
relate to that
Because
instead of coming off
I
with a
feel
very
it's-
strong presence.
when I make friends, right, it's usually I'm asking all the questions.
Right.
And if I don't share something about myself,
Right.
they're gonna feel like I'm interviewing them,
Right.
So,
right.
yeah. So that's how, by sharing more personal things, then they will want to be my friend.
Well, what do you think? What do you think is the main like lesson from today? Or what do you think is the main topic that we covered?
Being open, being creative,
Being curious,
having the right mentors. Yeah.
finding the right people to surround yourself with.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes one of the bad things is that when people surround themselves with a lot of negative energy, or people who are also very, very as lost as you, you tend to be more lost.
Or you just indifferent.
The blind leading the blind.
No, just you don't care about it anymore.
Right.
Because other people are serious,
Right.
So, yeah, having passionate people around you.
Finding good friends. Good friends.
Yeah, that's very important.
For them to inspire you, which Isaac and I have successfully done.
But yeah, it does make a difference.
Right. To have very, very driven people around you, to surround yourself with driven people.
Yeah.
And that will also encourage you and also really define your future. Yeah. Which is something very interesting. I also was thinking about that when I was.
Because you wouldn't be where you are right now if you didn't have the people around you, like Papa.
Yes, like Timothy,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Desmond, like who else? Some of the guys that I met on Instagram. Yeah. It's so weird that I made friends with people on Instagram. Like random photographers, and I was just like, okay, here's a funny thing. So like when I was young, right? I think was it like 16 or 17. Then after that I started doing a lot more Instagram. And then after that I went to like go on like random shoots with guys that I just, I like your photo. They're like, hey, you wanna go for a shoot together? Then we were like,
You asked them or
yeah. Yeah, and then no, it's a thing that happens on Instagram that you just like you just
But
go
you
for
don't
shoots
know
with.
them.
Yeah, we don't know. But then after that chatting for a while and then like, oh wow, your picture very nice. Oh, I like this. Oh, let's go photograph together.
But you did learn, That's the
Yeah,
point.
no, but
Did you learn?
yeah. And then we had very interesting conversations. It was really weird, but it was a weird time when I was like that young too. Like,
Mama let you?
yeah, they just let me, and then I'll come back like at like 10 or 12 o'clock, and then after that, it's just yeah.
Kids don't go out. At
No,
night with
but I think-
strangers.
No, but I feel like those are real friends. They're not like fake. Yeah,
Okay.
and genuine people. So yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
But be careful with which friends you make too.
Yes, and find people who are also. I think the thing that also did.
Proficient with that.
No, just that. I think when you have the right attitude, like find people with the right attitude, and after that follow people who also have a very interesting, who also have the same passion as you, which is
Teachableness.
right. And then you learn from them. one thing that I'm actually doing, especially in this quarantine period, is that I'm actually listening to architectural podcasts. Oh, no, not architectural podcasts. I'm listening to architectural lectures by like Rem Koolhaar or like Zaha Hadid or like all these other great architects.
Big names.
Yes. and when you actually listen to them, right, you also do pick up different things. Something that Isaac was also doing when he was also very fascinated by who is this guy, Jacob Collier, and after that he went to listen to the breakdown of his song.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Which is very, very deep. But and then he was saying that he can't even understand it. But then I just said, just keep listening to it, because even though you don't
Get
understand
that
the
lingo
tone,
and everything.
you start listening the same language, and then when you
Is it the same for you? Like design?
yeah. Well, because like some of these architects are like the best in their field, and I really don't understand what they're talking about or why they are so interested in this thing. But when you start to listen to them, and then after that you start to also see certain patterns or certain similarities in the world around you, and then after that you also can apply that kind of same vision. So when you have the right friends around you, they also help you to form that lens to help you see the world around you. Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff.
And that's life.
I was gonna say 20 minutes each.
Shall we do the outro?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, so that's today's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of me and my family in season 2 of 20 Minute Tea, to share your thoughts or things that you're really drawn to about like some of the stuff. Like if you were very intrigued by certain things,
Stop asking people to DM you.
just DM me or just share and like stuff like that. Share, like, and subscribe to Probably Share on Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify. Tune in every Tuesday for new episodes, full hearts, big brains, and warm cuddles. So yeah. Abigail, you gonna say bye?
Bye.